She wants a country without borders. She wants trade deals written for the benefit of foreign corporations. She wants a government that ignores the will of the people. She wants to sell out American security to the Clinton Foundation for a big fat pile of cash. It's hard to tell where the Clinton Foundation ends and where the State Department begins.
Strong stuff. And joining me now, the host of the Chris Plante Show on WMAL in Washington, D.C., Chris Plante, attorney, Fox News contributor, Eboni Williams. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Let's start with, that was as clear a statement of the choice facing voters on November 8th as we've heard from Donald Trump. Don't you agree?
I agree, Lou. I also think this Clinton Foundation, I'll call it a scandal, and I'll tell you why in a second. I think it's the most severe criticism of Hillary Clinton this election cycle so far. I think it's much more severe than the email situation we were looking at earlier.
Yeah, I think that's a strong pair to draw to, whichever one you want to choose. Both are a violation of public trust. Both reveal an immense lack of integrity on her part and horrible judgment. What do you think, Chris?
You know, honestly, if the Clinton Foundation, the relationship to Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and their outside operators and the access gate being controlled through the foundation is structurally corrupt, and if it's not illegal, it should be made illegal. And I'm not a big fan of making new laws and making more things illegal, but this is something that this is third world style. This is what you'd expect in some Middle Eastern country, where if you want a meeting with the Grand Poobah, first you've got to pay somebody off, get some money to the foundation, and there's a buffer like the Corleone family. You're not giving the money directly to them. They have this entity outside. Then you pay the toll, you get access to the Poobah. I expect that in the Middle East. You know, you and I know, working in the news business, sometimes when you go overseas to funny countries, you got to spread some money around. This is like that.
I'll say this. I want to speak to the legal aspect, because I think Chris brought up a good point. If it's not illegal, it should be. I don't advocate for new laws either. Oddly enough, Lou, what she's done here is not illegal per se, but it's huge ethical problems are implicated here. She actually took an oath and signed an agreement saying that she would do everything in her power to keep the dealings of the State Department, as she served as Secretary of State, and the dealings as she led the Clinton Foundation separate. And obviously we know those weren't respected. And so ethically, it's a huge problem.
Ethically, a huge problem. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You know, Mohammed Yunus of Bangladesh gave hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Clinton Foundation, got his meeting with Hillary Clinton, and Mohammed Yunus's organization then got tens of millions of U.S. taxpayer dollars. That's one example of many. And they say, oh, we had 1,700. Release all the records. They're the ones who are stonewalling. That's why the AP doesn't have all the records, because the State Department and the Obama administration have been stonewalling. So give the names of the people that she had meetings with, and let's look at the broader picture and the relationships and look for the quid pro quos. The news media just decided to kick the AP story to the curb and turn it into a political back and forth. There's a serious scandal.
The AP story, by the way, is a terrific piece of journalism, and those organizations kicking it to the curb, as you put it, Chris. I mean, come on, just be straightforward. You're in the tank for Hillary Clinton. There can be no other explanation. But this issue of law, with the Clintons, it always turns out to be about law, about your reading of a parsed word, whether it be is or whether it be, you know, I mean, this doesn't pass a smell test, to be just as gentle and kind about it as I can with the language. These people are rank, corrupt, absolutely untrustworthy people who seek even more from the public trough. And I can't believe the American people are looking at this kind of behavior and give a damn whether it's lawful or it isn't. They have enriched themselves while in office, and they have done so by violating the public trust. And in so many instances, it's ineffable.
The correlation, Lou, you're right, it's undeniable. You look at the AP report, 85 out of 150 some odd meetings, you know, having direct ties, financial donorships, 20 out of those 85 over $1 million? Come on. Like you said, it doesn't have to be illegal for people to draw a conclusion.
Well, what about countries and organizations putting $170 million in their pocket, $150 million? How about giving up? While she was sitting on the board of CFIUS, the Committee for Foreign Investment in the United States, which has to approve all deals of foreign investment like this and purchases, to Uranium One, gives up 20% of U.S. holdings of uranium. This is beyond, I mean, this is, to me, utterly treasonous. It is despicable, and it ought to be called what it is by the national liberal media.
It's corruption.
It's
old-fashioned, third world, small town, you know, redneck sheriff-style corruption. It's pay the toll, and you get in to see the big cheese. I don't know how you can see it any other way, but our news media is just not up to the task of playing the role of the fourth estate. It's tragic.
Is it because the Washington Post, the #1 political newspaper in this country, is a left-wing paper now that is a political arm of this White House of the Democratic Party because it's owned by Jeff Bezos. It is bringing his ideology to the pages of the Post every day. Is it because Carlos Slim has put $250 million into the New York Times? I mean, Donald Trump is exactly right. The business enterprise of the Times, it's disintegrating. And its journalism, unfortunately, may be preceding it.
Yeah, I mean, no Republican would get away with this for a minute. Any Republican would have their career ended by that AP story. They would be a leg of lamb in a pool of piranha until they were done. It would be their demise.
Eboni Williams, do you want to...
I don't know how I can top that. There? No, I won't even attempt that. But I'll say this. The Defense of Cleanse have come out with, Lou, this whole look at all the good work the foundation does. I'm actually not denying that, but that has absolutely nothing to do with the means through which the corrupt procurement of those funds. It's absolutely despicable.
Well, and I'd like to look into their good deeds. They make outrageous claims about the good deeds that they do. Someone should look into that, too.
Fred Barnes talking about 2013. You know, not even 10% of the money that they brought in. It's sad. It's pathetic. The American people are better than this, I'll tell you, than to vote this kind of conduct into the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Chris Plante, Eboni Williams. Thank you.